In that moment, I start to look at the nurses and doctors above me, and they're watching me die.
My name is Chase Schuyler DeMayo. I was healthy and ready to serve my country. Death? That was the last thing on my mind. But one morning, on a regular Air Force base, I flatlined. No warning, no goodbye. And in that moment, I left my body and met Jesus face to face. They told me I had suffered an air embolism. Air shot through my veins like a bullet, straight to my heart. The nurses were in a panic. But me, I was calm, because I was no longer in that hospital bed. I was somewhere else, somewhere beautiful. What I saw, what I felt, and what I was shown changed my life forever. And when I came back, I didn't just bring back memories of heaven. I came back with something strange, something real, something I couldn't explain. I grew up in Orlando, Florida. Life was different from the start. I was adopted by my grandparents the day I was born. My birth mother was only 17, and my biological father, gone. But I was lucky. My grandparents had adopted a bunch of other kids too. 2 Korean sisters, a Korean brother, and a black brother. We didn't look like your typical family, but to me, that was home. Loud, full of laughter, love, and chaos. In 7th grade, I joined the middle school ROTC. It felt like destiny. My grandfather had served, and so had my great-grandfather. I didn't join out of pressure. It was a calling. I enlisted in the Air Force. I became a SEER instructor. Survival, evasion, resistance, and escape. We trained pilots to survive in the wild if their aircraft went down. I was all in, until everything crumbled. During training, I ruptured both kneecaps. Yeah, both. It was embarrassing, like getting injured at football practice before the game even starts. They recommended surgery, a lateral release. In hindsight, maybe I could have skipped it and rehabbed, but the Air Force surgeon said it was the best course. It wasn't. The surgery failed. Suddenly, everything I'd trained for, everything I envisioned, was over. They started the long process of medically retiring me, and I spiraled. I was scared, angry, depressed. I started showing up late. I mean, what were they going to do? Fire me? I was already being discharged. Then came the morning that changed my life forever. I was really late for work, again. My supervisor had a key to my dorm room, probably thinking she'd catch me sleeping. Instead, she found me unconscious on the floor. They rushed me to Langley Air Force Base Hospital and hooked me up to every machine imaginable. I was young, fit, clean, no drugs, no alcohol. The doctors were stumped, no answers. A nurse told me, "We'll do a chest x-ray. If we don't find anything, we're sending you home." She adjusted my IV and left the room. And then, everything changed. Suddenly, alarms went off. My vision blurred, swaying left to right. Doctors and nurses sprinted in. It felt like something out of a movie. Chaos, panic. But then something strange happened. In the middle of all that noise, I heard a voice. A calm, gentle male voice coming from my left side. "You're going to have air travel up your arm. It's going to be really painful, but everything's going to be okay." Pain, like I've never felt, surged through my arm. Imagine a massive silver bullet slowly moving through your veins toward your heart. My right leg kicked up, involuntarily, from the shock of it. The voice kept calmly reassuring me. Someone was stroking my arm gently, telling me I'd be okay. It was bizarre, comforting. But when I finally turned to look, there was no one there. Then the heart monitor flatlined. That's when I left my body. All the pain, gone. My chest opened like a tunnel of light, and I shot upward. I was surrounded by this overwhelming sense of peace, warmth, and love, something I can't explain in words. It was the best feeling I've ever known. I landed in a garden, not like any garden here on Earth. The colors were otherworldly, too vivid, too alive. Reds, purples, blues, they vibrated. I could feel the dirt between my toes, and I hate being barefoot, but even that felt beautiful. Everything had energy, like the plants were alive in a way we can't imagine. Then, I saw a man in a robe, playing with a little boy who had blonde curly hair. The boy was laughing, running, looking back cheekily. Something about that joy hit me, and then I realized that boy was me. I forgot that I used to be so full of light, laughter, and innocence. Somewhere along the way, between the seriousness of military life and the fear of losing everything, I lost that kid. Then the man turned to me, and I knew instantly it was Jesus. He didn't look like the paintings. He had short brown hair, piercing green eyes, and the biggest smile I've ever seen. But I knew it was him. Like how you know your own face in the mirror. He didn't need to introduce himself. He just smiled and showed me, without words, this is what your life should be, spreading light, love, and laughter. It felt more like a reminder than a revelation. I already knew this, deep down. I'd just forgotten. We stood there for what felt like forever. Time didn't exist. It could have been 5 minutes or 5 years. Then, he grinned and said, "You know you have to go back." And I just said, "Yeah, I know." Next thing I knew, I was waking up. But I wasn't in the same hospital room. I wasn't even on base anymore. The Air Force had transferred me to a hospital in Hampton, Virginia, to pronounce me dead. But I wasn't dead anymore. I blinked. I was fine. No chest pain. The hallway outside looked civilian, not military. A nurse peeked in and ran off the second I said hello. A doctor came in later, completely dumbfounded, and just said, "We're sending you back to the Air Force. They can figure this out." The first thing I did, I called a friend and said, "I just died. Can you pick me up?" We went straight to Chick-fil-A. I was starving. Then I told them, "Let's get out of town." We went to DC for a few days, walking around, taking it all in. My left arm was black and blue, severely bruised from the air embolism. When I went back to the hospital, they confirmed it. Patient suffered an air embolism. That's when air enters a vein and travels to the heart. They think a nurse accidentally let air in through the IV. I flatlined, died, and somehow came back. I didn't tell many people. I was grounded, logical. I didn't even know what a near-death experience was. I just thought people would think I was crazy. So I stayed quiet. By July 8, 2008, I was officially retired. And then I did what any reborn person might do. I chased joy, all of it. I joined a breakdancing club at a college I didn't even attend. Tried stand-up comedy, photographed weddings, became a ballroom dance instructor. I even became a sports announcer for local baseball and hockey teams in Norfolk, Virginia. I was on a mission to live and to spread light, love, and laughter like I was told to. But eventually, that voice in my head said, "Time to grow up." I took a job at a radio station. It was stable, corporate, respectable. Bills got paid. We bought a house. But something felt off. I wasn't spreading joy anymore. I was just existing. That's when I went on a retreat for veterans, 5 days of yoga and meditation. I rolled my eyes at first. All these macho veterans doing yoga? But by the end, I felt like I'd found myself again. When I got home, my wife looked at me and said, "You're different. You're peaceful." And she was right. That peace unlocked something. I started feeling people's emotions around me, their pain, their sadness, strangers, friends. I felt a deep urge to help, like I had to, especially when my grandmother got sick. I prayed hard, stretched my hands out. I just wanted her pain to be less. Then, tingling in my palms, I looked down, and there were visible marks on both hands, stigmata-like. It happened again and again. Always when I tried to help someone's pain, people told me, "You can't keep taking on others' pain. It's not yours to carry." I wanted to believe it was just a skin reaction, but it wasn't. It only happened during the moments of deep prayer or emotional connection. On a flight one day, I felt that presence again. Jesus, clear as day. He said, "You're on the right path, but take care of yourself." He warned me, "Don't drain your battery. You can't help others if you're empty." And most importantly, let people have their human experience. Some pain is necessary for growth. Sometimes I think about how close I came to not being here. One mistake, a tiny bit of air in an IV, was all it took to send me out of my body and into something I never expected. But what stays with me most isn't the pain or the shock. It's what came after. That deep, clear feeling of love, peace, and purpose. Before all this, I was living like life had to follow a straight line. Career, bills, respect, repeat. But dying taught me something wild. That joy isn't just a feeling, it's part of our job here. Coming back didn't mean things got easier. It meant I had to live differently. I don't see people the same way anymore. I notice their energy, their pain, even when they try to hide it. I still catch myself wanting to fix everyone, but I've learned that sometimes just being present is the real healing. We all want to matter. We all want to know we're doing something right. And I think maybe we are, even when it doesn't look like it. I don't know everything, but I know this. The most powerful thing we can do is show up with love every single time.